Okay. So I think I may not sound all that good because I think I've got a sinus thing. So I think what we're going to look at first is we're just going to look at the daily real quick. Actually, let's go over the news. This is what the news is going to be today. We got IMF speaks that's at 5. Okay. At 9:45, we've got the PMI at 9:45. So that's really the only big news. So you have to possibly sit on your hands about that time. And of course, at 10 o'clock, University of Michigan sentiment final. Uh, that might not move the market that much. Who knows? But really, we don't have any news, any big news that's coming out. 9:45, we got PMI. That's about it. Monday, we've got U.S. durable goods. That's at 8:30. So that's about all we have for the news. So let's take a look at yesterday. We had basically we just had a balanced day yesterday. It was I made a little bit on the live stream, so I think it was around $500. I traded a funded Bullnox funded and a Bullnox eval. So this morning, what we got going on is just a little red. We have a wick up at the top, so we might move down. If we break the previous low of yesterday, we could go down here to this area down in here. Again, we have some rectangle here. Again, we have some areas that we can take a look at for support around this area right here, about 25,000. I don't think it seems like they tried to tag that and then they didn't let it go down, so that could be right down in this area. And right up in here, up at top, we got this area right up here, up at the top. So I don't think we're going to be traveling that far, to be quite honest. I mean, you'd have to be, that's like a 400-point move. And then going down, if we come down to this area, that's like a 500-point move. So I don't think we're going to be doing that. Uh, that's like a 400-point move. I don't think we're going to be doing 400 points up or down. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think we'll be able to do that in all one day. So let's take a look. This right here is the 1 minute. Let me go over the 15-minute right here. Right now, we're trading below yesterday's low value area right up in there. As you can see right there, there's the bar we have for the low. So we're trading right up in this area. I think we're kind of consolidating up in this area. This morning, they kind of held it. We kind of sold off a little bit, but they kind of held it. And of course, this area, we got 25,472 as the point of control for yesterday. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it and see what goes on. Now, if we look at the 5 minute right here, let me bring this over. We got about 12 minutes. So let's go ahead and take a look at the 5 minute, kind of blow this up a little bit. So we got yesterday. So right here, we're consolidating this morning, right around, let's see, from like 5 o'clock, and then right around 6 o'clock, we had a spike upwards. I don't know what that was, and then we kind of drifted back down. As you can see, we kind of spiked up. We kind of drifted back down. Then we held that double stacked and balanced area right there. We got two stacked and balanced areas on the custom indicator that I wrote, Order Flow Bars Personal. what I have here is imbalance threshold 5, levels required 4. So, and then the live stack persistence is 3, and then the minimum imbalance volume is 10 for that. So we kind of held this area right here. We've got a whole point of imbalance area there and there as well. So we got two imbalance areas right up in there that was support. When we kind of traded back down, kind of broke that imbalance area right there where buyers kind of pushed it up. We kind of held a little bit. Then we broke down, and then like around 7:35, we broke that area. And then right around 7:40, 7:45, you could have actually gotten a trade. I'll show you that on the 1 minute. But, and then we're kind of trading back down to this area right here, which we have support. We have a imbalance area there and right here where the buyers kind of pushed it up. So we're kind of holding that right now. Now the 921 histogram right here, it's kind of moving downward. So we're kind of below the 9. As you can see here, 921. This is just a custom histogram that I wrote. That's going to be released to the public as well. We have the cumulative volume delta for the past 30 minutes. It's been negative 450. So yeah, we are kind of in a downward motion right now. Let me fix that. I'm still trying to get to an area where it's good for streaming. I want to start streaming this indicator more so people know how to trade it and the things that I've wrote. Now, yesterday I had the non-EMA on there, and today, as you can see here, we've got a yellow line and a blue line right here. Basically what that is, we got it right here, the yellow line and the blue line. What that is that I read some research papers on some high frequency trading, and a lot of these firms are using what's called the Heikin-Aski smooth. What they do is a Heikin-Aski chart. It it just it's a nice trend chart. Okay, I don't trade off a Heikin-Aski chart. Now this indicator, the order flow bars does work on a Heikin-Aski. I just don't trade it. This is a 1 minute. Yesterday we had an 800 tick chart. Today I'm going to go off the 1 minute, just to show people, hey, you can use this on a range chart. You can use this on tick chart. You can use this on time frame charts. The indicator does a lot. But what these lines do, this is a smooth Heikin-Aski. Now what I've done is, don't worry about the 3 and 8, but the 9 and the 21, don't worry about that. The smooth EMA period, I got to remove these right here because I've kind of consolidated them into what's called the smooth EMA period, which is 9 periods. Now we have right here, the yellow is the current, and what that is the current and the close, and then the blue is the open of the Heikin-Aski chart. So basically what it's doing is taking a 1 minute Heikin-Aski chart, going back 9 periods, and smoothing out the open and the close for that Heikin-Aski chart. So this will give you a nice trend following that you're looking for. Now what I'm looking for is, we got about 7 minutes to the open. What I'm looking for in this area is something like this. We got a nice green bar. Okay, we've got the Heikin-Aski right here. We got the yellow separating from the blue. So the current is separating from the close of the 9 minute Heikin-Askis that are smoothed out to a EMA, exponential moving average. And we have a triple imbalance stack area right up in here. It's tripled right here. Okay, you have one area, a whole point of imbalance, and then a whole point of imbalance, and then a whole point of imbalance right there. So that's a triple. And then right here, we have nothing up in this area right here. So you could get in here. You took a little bit of heat, but what you want to do is get in this area right here, because this, the EMA, the Heikin-Askey smooth lines are separating and they're above. And this imbalance areas, we got 3 of them. The triple imbalance area is above that line. So that's telling you that the trend's up for the Heikin-Askey. The trend's up, and we've got a triple stacked imbalance area right here. So you can actually get in right here, and your target would be right up in here. So that'd be about 12 points. So that was a pretty decent trade. And also on 745, which was right here, that would have been right there. Let's see. Let's do the global, and let's do a global. So you get right here, and if you look at to the right at the 5 minute, you'll see that we have a green bar. Now, what I look for is I look for the separation of the smooth Heikin-Askey lines. The open, the current price is moving above the close, which is the blue. And it's just a Heikin-Askey smooth EMA. It's a very simple indicator I wrote, and I'm going to be giving that out as well. That one I can give out for free, and also the histograms right here, I'm going to give that out for free. The order flow bars, that's going to be released to the public here next month, but that's not going to be free. It's going to be something like $95 for a lifetime. So while I'm developing this indicator, because there's more that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be creating a custom chart type. So we're going to have basically Japanese candlesticks, but you're going to see the delta to the right of it, and then the double stacked. The stacked and balanced areas are going to be a little bit more predominant with some areas that uh, I can show you. Uh, what I'm going to do is have them look like we got about 3 minutes to the open. What they're going to look like in the future is we're going to have like this. It's going to be in an area where if we have double stacked, you're like, okay, that area and then that area is going to draw. It's going to have a nice shaded area for you to look at. But right now, I just have this area, this right here, and how I have the 1 minute set up. I changed it a little bit from yesterday. What I have here is delta count 9, so it goes back 8 minutes. So, and the risk amount, don't worry about that. That's something I'm working on. And balance threshold is 5. So it needs to be 5 times more buying or selling. And then the levels required is 3. So for one of these lines, like this green line right here, for one of those lines, it needs to have 3 ticks of imbalance that are 5 times more buying or selling. And then live stack persistence is 3, and then minimum imbalance volume is 10. What that is well, they don't have much going on in the morning. Yeah, like right here, you can see this green right here, these little green lines. That just means that there was persistent buying. These were contracts that were persistent buying that were going out, and it is three consistent buying tick after tick, and then minimum volume was 10. I use that a lot. If you watched the video from yesterday, I used that to scalp quite a bit. I'm trying to look to see if there's any good areas. Yeah, that's not all that great. Let's try to look, see if we can't. We got about 1 minute to the open. Uh, I don't trade the open that much, but yeah, like right here at 8 o'clock, you had a double stacked and balanced area. The Hagen ASCII lines were smooth. The smooth lines were moving up, and then you got yourself about 5 points on that. Let's take a look at this. So the market is open. Let me enable the algo. I'm testing an algo, a strategy right now. Okay. We'll probably come up here and test this area, 650 area maybe. Okay, we have a little bit of persistent buying right there. I don't trade the open, so the open and drive, I just don't trade because it's too volatile. It can whip up and it can whip down real quick. We're going to be coming up into resistance area. Uh, right up in here, we had some trapped buyers where the sellers took control and moved it down. That's what you see, that line right there. Let's see. See right here, when you see a green line like that up at the top, green line like that up at the top, that means that there were buyers. And uh, actually, you see the little red bubble. That means that there is buyers there because you saw a stacked and balanced area up at the top. They were trying to push it up, and then the sellers took control and pushed it down, and there was a delta shift, and that's when the red bubbles show up. And the green bubble, like this, will show up when sellers are trapped. Like this right here, sellers are trapped right there. They try to push the market down. They got trapped, and then the buyers took control, and there was a surge in delta. So the delta is more average, it's higher than the average delta, and then the green bubble will show up. That just tells me, hey, buyers down here were trying to sell it and they got trapped. So how you can trade trapped buyers and sellers is when they are trapped, you can go in right here and put your stop down here, which would be about 20-point stop, but then you can possibly get up here and do it like 30 points. You know, when I release this to the public, uh, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be able to trade this and have different plans. Be able to trade it probably better than me. Um, make sure the stream is good to go. Stream health is healthy, excellent. Analytics, don't care about that. Stream settings. Ultra low latency. Yeah, you might have a 3-5 second delay. Look at that. The sellers took control. They are slamming this down. Remember at 9:45 we got that PMI. Okay, we've got some trapped buyers up in here. They probably already got out. Pretty sure. I know I would. See how the buyers got trapped there, sold off. Buyers trapped there. The buyers tried to push it up, and then right up at the top, and then we kind of sold off. So that's telling me that's a resistance area right there. That right there is a big resistance area. Right up in here, that's a resistance area. Of course, you got up in here too, where we kind of sold off. So we're kind of doing a doji right now on the daily. We need to find out where we're going to be going. Hmm. We got some sellers right there to try to push it down even more. And you have persistent selling because you see the little red tick right there. Huh? Tells me there's persistent selling. Um, I mean, I wouldn't touch anything because if you look at this, you've got the non-EMA that is converging back. The non is converging back to the 21, but it's still down. We got a 5 minute right here that is still pushing downward. We have buyers up here to try to push it. We got sellers trying to push it down. Buyers trying to push it up. Sellers trying to push it down. So if we break that area right there, our next support area is down there at 25,560 area. That's just a rough number. 25,560 right up in here. You got the histogram rolling over on the 5 minute. It was trying to roll over. You know, they're defending the 575 because we had buyers there at around 925. You see that area right there. We had buyers, stacked and balance area right there. And they pushed it back. So they're going to defend that area. We have some persistent buying right up in there. Right there, persistent buying. I got a negative delta. I don't know. I didn't take that trade just because it's just not setting up too good. Looks like we could be consolidating before the PMI news. That right there, we got live current delta, which is negative 300. They are really pushing that down. We got the 921 EMA. If we lose this area right here, the next support is down in there at around 25,530. Yeah, they pushing it up now. It's probably best to sit on your hands until after the PMI. All right, let me shut my office door. Okay, what do we have here? Get a little bit more coffee. It was a good thing I moved the coffee pot into the office. I don't have to get up and go get it. Sitting right here beside my desk. So we're just sitting here consolidating. Really wouldn't do anything until PMI. It's 9:39, so PMI is not going to hit anytime soon. About 5 minutes to the PMI. I need a timer. Yeah. Where's that going to be? At the top, up, bottom, top right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I just updated it. It's having to recalculate the ticks because I have tick data, so that's why it's frozen. It's calculating, updating the tick data. I hope it doesn't crash it and I have to restart. This would suck, but it is what it is, people. Well, we got a few minutes for PMI. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Oh, here we go. All right. Uh, yeah, the problem with that is that it updates it. I don't like that. That would be a decent trade to go, and that would have been a decent trade. It's just I was trying to update the tick. We got about 2 minutes 50 seconds. Yeah, that would have been a decent trade. That would have been a 20 pointer. Um, but the smooth lines really ain't showing me much. Plus, we had resistance right there. Once we broke that, that was good. We're just doing a lot of ranging around right now. So, like bars, I have the tick replay on, and the bars to load is 400. So while it's loading that, it kind of freezes the screen. It's just the way Ninja Trader is, I guess. Because there's a lot of data it has to run through and recalculate everything. Uh, I don't like that because we have a nice big wick right here on the 1 minute. So I really don't like that. I know that was just a single imbalance area. I just don't like that. This was more of like a double because we had up at the top, then we hit down here. But this line, the smooth Heikin-Askey lines were not crossed sloping upwards. You want them crossed sloping upwards, kind of like how we have here. See how we have here? I showed earlier. That is what we want. That something looking like this. That gives us a nice probability of bouncing up because the momentum is up. That's what I'm looking for. You only need one or two good trades a day. If you have to sit on your hands for a few hours to get that one or two trades, that's good. Shows that you have discipline. And let's say you take that trade and you get like 10 points. Well, one contract, that's $200. I know some people will be like, oh, well, $200 is not much. Well, if you copy trade another account, that gives you about 400. So you can, and if you get like 15 points, that'll be like $500. That right there is six figures a year. So, I mean, $200 adds up. And I know so many people want to pass these evals in one day, go funded, and then try to get a payout in their first week or two. That's the wrong thing to think about, to be quite honest. Okay, so what I'm looking at is right up in this area, we had persistent buy-in up in here, but they kept pushing it down. See those wicks? Persistent buy-in right here, but they pushed it down. Persistent buy-in right there on the 5-minute, pushed it down. Same thing up here, and there's a wick going down. So there's some heavy pressure to the downside. Okay, and that's why I'm not too inclined to really go long. You see this right here? We had all this area right here. We got stacked and balanced area right there, but we kind of closed below it. This is really hard. It's 9:45. Let's see what we got for PMI. Okay, so for PMI, services PMI flash, we have 52.5. Anything above 50, I guess, is ideal. So it might push the market up. That's what we're looking at right now. You got some sellers right there. You got a sell and bounce area right there. So they're still trying to find out what they want to do today. I mean, that's fine. We have to wait till 10:30, 11 to make one decent trade. That'll be fine with me. I just don't like this. We have imbalance area. We could get down to this area right here. You could try and take a quick scalp, but you look at the CVD on the 5-minute right here. That's a positive, and we got the past 8 minutes CVD is positive. Yeah, you would have gotten yourself about 10 points on that so far. But if you look at this, we ran up, we sold off, and then we bounced up, then we're selling off. So it's not really good. We're just kind of consolidating. And you can see right there, we got some trapped sellers right there to try to keep pushing it down. So if we break above this area, they could be getting out. I don't know how big the contracts are, and that's another thing I want to work on with this indicator is showing large trades. I want to be able to show large trades. Right now, we've got imbalance areas, and where trapped buyers and sellers could be. I want to do large trades. Have like a diamond shape for large trades where you can set it. Let's say it's 25 buy volume or 500 buy volume in a certain area, and it might be like a whole tick range area, like for like 4 ticks. Add up all the volume in that in like a 4 tick, which is a 1 point area. Maybe like add up in the whole 1 point area and show like only show if the buyers are uh maybe show if the delta or something or large trades, large buy volume of like 100 or more. uh I can work on that. Yeah, right now we're just kind of, I was getting ready to say something else. Right now we're just consolidating people. We're just trying to find out where we want to go. This is not ideal when you see this, the Heikenashki, the smooth lines. When the smooth lines cross over, then they cross back, then they cross back over. That is just that is confirming that we're in consolidation. Now, how you can play this consolidation is right up in here where we had the PMI. If you have trapped sellers here, when this moves down to this area, you can buy, but then your stop has to be below that, maybe 5 points below that, and try to get yourself 5, 10 point, you know, move upward. But you're moving in a counter trend where the uh, trend for the Heigenashki is downward. Plus, right here, you've got the smooth lines right here that are really not doing anything. You see that right there on the 5 minute? That's really not doing anything. This histogram right now we're popping up. We're turning green. So they were converging back. Now it looks like they're starting to diverge back in. So we might get a push up. I'm just sitting waiting. That's all I'm doing. A persistent buy-in coming in. You see right there, that green lines. That means there's persistent buy-in that's coming in. We got about 5 seconds to another close. I mean, if I get in here, I got to get out. Yeah, this is just a consolidation area, so this is really hard to play. Yeah, see, they're taking too long. I'm not going to do that. They're just taking too long. Current delta is negative 100 on the 1 minute. It's just taking too long. I just don't like that. I mean, got some sellers pushing it in. You got, I mean, look at the 15 minute right here. The 15 minute, you got wick, huge wick on the top, huge wick on the bottom. Look at the current 15 minute wick up, wick down. Yeah, this is really bad to be trying to trade this. Let me switch this over to electronic trading hours. Yeah, see, this is just five. I mean, you just got big, huge wicks. That's why, yeah, it's not really moving. You guys sit on your hands. Yes, this is a valid trade right here. And you came down. That's a valid trade, and you would have made so far. You would have made about 12 points off of that. So about $240 trade. Yeah, but it's just not ideal. You got resistance up here at 640. We can break to 640. That'll be fine. The initial bounce is about another 35 minutes away. We got some persistent buy-in. They're trying to push it up, and then they get smacked down. Yeah, this is really hard. If they can break through that area, that'll be good. Look at the daily, see how that's winding up. Look, I mean, look at it. It's like a doji. So it's could be another balanced day. I have no idea. We got some persistent buying right up in here, but we kind of sold up. We got another persistent buying, and then they're pushing down with the wicks. You had buyers right up here and right here, but they got trapped, and then we kind of sold off. So that was not me. That was my algo. I'm testing an algo. That was not me. That was an algo. Because I'm not going to sit there and take a trade right up there at resistance area right there, but the algo did, which, yeah, I got to code it maybe a little bit differently. Who knows? Yeah, look at that. Pushing it right back down. Look at that 5 minute right there, people. Look at that 5 minute. We got resistance right there and we got smacked down. Got resistance right up there. Buyers broke it, had persistent buying, but they got smacked right back down. So that's telling me that we've got a seller up there. We got some sellers up there that are willing to push this market down. You've got the histogram rolling over, but you've got sellers that are, you've got people that have had persistent buying right here and they've gotten nowhere. They've gotten nowhere. That's right up there around the 650 area, 640, 650 area. And as you can see here, we're accumulating some volume up in there. It could be another balanced day. We have no idea. That was not me. That was my algo. Taking another trade right there at the resistance area. I'm just testing it. So, and it's on a sim account, sim 101, my algo that I'm testing. It works really good on range chart, on like a 40 range. I'm testing it on like an 800 tick chart to see what it does. Right now it's up 20 bucks, 45, $5, 20 bucks. So, who knows? Could get stopped out. I'm just testing it to see what it was, see what it would be like on an 800 tick chart. You know, let's see what it does. Right now it's up 50 bucks where it could get smacked down. We got persistent buying up there on the 5 minute, but as you can see there, the wick, that persistent buying right there, persistent buying right there, but they're getting stopped by the sellers. Yeah. All right. So the algo took, yeah. we're right up in we're right up here in this area right here. I might have to turn that algo off. Yeah, I might have to turn that algo off because I'm just going to turn that algo off. The algo's off. I can test that later. What I'm looking for is a pullback. That's what I would like to have. Is I'm looking for a pullback because we got stopped right up in here, up in this area. So I'm looking for a pullback here, and then possibly take another trade to the upside, and not take another trade, take a trade to the upside. That's what I'm looking for. If I would have taken this right here when we came back here, that would have been sitting really nice. That could have been, a nice 20 point move, but I didn't. Yeah. I had that on the wrong one. I had that on the wrong one, people. So if you got that trade, that's good. That was a 10 point trade, about $200. Um, yeah, so that was a pretty decent trade. I wouldn't take this. We're pretty extended. So I really wouldn't do anything. I mean, if you took that trade, the reason I took it is because we have sellers trapped here, and we kept pushing up, and then we have a double and bounce area right here. And but you got to be quick, and then it was right up in here at about 10 points. So you moved up, and then I set a break even for like 1 point. Uh, Next resistance area is right up there. So we got persistent buying. Those sellers are probably already out because they got trapped 1, 2, 3, 4 times. They really tried right up in this area at around 660. They really tried to push the market down, but then they got trapped, and then that's why we got this pop, because when you break that high right there and you get that pop right there, that is really sellers saying, "Okay, I've had enough," and they're out. I need to get the large trades indicator working to see uh, large trades up in this area. Uh, Also, I want to set where the indicator where you can actually either show where trapped buyers and sellers are, uh, where you can turn it on and off. I know that was an imbalanced area, but I wouldn't do that because we have a nice wick up here and we've had a nice extended up. What I'm looking for is a pull back. We're looking to pull back and then hold and then maybe get another move up. I wouldn't be trying to short this market, that's for sure. I wouldn't be trying to short it. If you look at the daily right now, we're moving up. Almost broke the previous day's high, so I definitely wouldn't be trying to short this market. We're right up here. Previous day highs right there, so yeah, I wouldn't be trying to short this market, that's for sure. And if you do, you better have a quick stop. So in the 1 minute, we got some wicks right here pushing it down, so they're holding it. Looked like a hangman wick, and then we got buyers up there. Uh, if they push above, they can keep going, but if they start losing this area right here, we could come down here and test the 660, 665. You look at the volume right here, past 2 minutes, negative 90, negative 100. So, those are the volumes right there. We've got current volume right here, but the current CVD is positive 800. Current CVD for the past 30 minutes is 18,000 positive. So, definitely we are in an uptrend. So if you take this, that's a counter trend trade. You got to have tight stops, quick profits, tight, tight stops and quick profits, which is fine. Um, the smooth lines is, I mean, if you got in right here, if you got in into this area right here, I mean, right there would be your first target. So that's about 30 points right there. But if you hold a runner, I mean, that would have been a nice move all the way up to about 80-point move. Like I said, some people are going to take this indicator and out trade me, which is perfectly fine. Like 10 o'clock, I'm going to be streaming it at least till noon. If you look on the 5 minute, around 620, you see, I mean, you had some sellers right up in this area right here. And as you can see there on the 5 minute, it has a green bubble, which is telling you we had sellers try to push the market down up in this area and they got trapped. Then they had to get out and we had a nice little push up. What is the volume? I don't know. I would have to code that in, which I'm going to eventually. But I'm going to be releasing this to the public here pretty soon, probably next week. I'm hoping. Um, and if I can get support for the indicator, then that's great. I'll be doing pretty decent development. But if you want a lifetime license for it. I think it's going to be like $95. And that's going to be a lifetime. I'm only going to do that for people when it's in beta, as I'm developing this, just to help people out. But once it's released, I don't know what it's going to be. It'll probably be a monthly subscription for the order flow bars indicator. But for right now, it's going to be just one time, $95 for a lifetime. And you get all my updates. And you'll get any algos that I create, which I'm not too sure about the algos. Uh, right now, the main thing is just go ahead and manually trade this. That's the main thing. So we're having a little auction, up and down, up and down, up and down. We're consolidating. Could be putting in a bull flag because we had a nice run up. It could be putting in a bull flag right here because we had a nice run up, but we're consolidating in this area. We've got sellers trying to push the market down. As you can see right here, we've got sellers here, but and we got some seller right there. We got persistent selling right there. As you can see right here, that red line right there. This right here. There's a red line. The red right there is persistent selling. And these solid lines right here, that just says there's imbalance area right there. That's an imbalance. Saying there were 5 times more sellers than buyers at that location, which is around 702, 704, somewhere like right there. That's all that's saying. And if you look at the smooth lines right here, the smooth Heigen-Aski lines, they're smoothed out using a 9 EMA. The Heigen-Aski smooth lines is starting to roll over. Right here was a nice trade up, and then they're starting to roll over. So once they fully roll over and the yellow line is diverging from the blue, then that means the downtrend for the 1 minute. But for a 5 minute, you got to be thinking. This is another thing I like to look at is, well, right here we've got the profile right here. We're up in this area, yesterday's high value area. So, and we're putting in a lot of volume up in this area, but we're losing it. So we could be moving back down to around the 620 area. Who knows? We don't know. It is what it is. All right. We've got some selling up in there. Persistent selling, but yeah. I was trying to catch a drop. I shorted it real quick, and as soon as I got 3 ticks, I moved to a 1 point break even, and it stopped me out. So, I mean, which was a good thing because it's pointing upwards. I was thinking we could get a drop, but I guess not. I thought we would get a drop and then come down, but I guess not. They're holding it up. I'll take a 1 point. I mean, it's not much. I could have been up a few $100 if I would have taken my profits. But for some reason, I had this on account 17 and not my funded account. I'm trading my funded account, which, it is what it is. I should have taken my profits when I had them, but oh well. At least I'm not red for the day. Be careful up in this area. We're consolidating. And you had buyers right up in here. As you can see, we had persistent buying, but we kind of moved down, and then we're kind of and then they kind of pushed it down here. So we've got sellers that are willing to push it down. So be careful about trying to go long. That's for sure. No, I am. Um, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just for educational purposes. To show you, teach you how to trade the order flow bars indicator. Oh yeah. Negative 300 on the delta, so we definitely got some sellers trying to push this down. But you got to think right up in that area, 660, 670, right here. You have some persistent buying up in this area right here, so they could defend it. So we have some buyers trying to push this up. CVD for the past 8 minutes is negative 300. So past 8 minutes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Past 8 minutes right here, we've got a negative delta. Got a negative delta of 300 past 8 minutes. So that's telling me just sit on your hands. Don't be trying to go long on this. Also, if you look at the histogram on the non-EMA, 921 EMA right here on the 5 minute, that kind of really ran up to about 29 and a half. So that is extended quite a bit. The non-EMA is extended quite a bit from the 21. So we could get a ramp back down, a trade back down to the 21 EMA. That's what that is telling me. But right now, it's still higher than the previous one on the 5 minutes. So I'd be careful. I'd be careful not to be played with. And if I try to go short here, if you get a signal to go short here, I mean, you got this whole area that the sellers right here got absorbed by the buyer. So we really need to break 660 to try to get a trade down to 620. To be honest, that's just me right here. Yep, persistent selling right there. So they're going to try and break the 660, maybe. Who knows? Right there, we had trap sellers right there too, and then when it got pushed back up. So I see that's why I'm not trading to the downside. I'm just not going to do it. just sit here and wait. I made 2 trades so far, and they've just been basically break evens. I mean, you got like 2 points. I mean, it ain't no big deal. I could have had a nice 10, 15 pointer, but I didn't take my profits when I took them because of the chart. My hotkey that I'm trading off of, I could have sold it. But oh wow, look at that. We got a break of that. Wow. Persistent buying up right up there. 10, 20. Yeah, it's just pushing it down. Damn. I saw that persistent buying and I went in as soon as I got like 3 or 4 points. I moved it to a +1 break even, but it's just not doing it. It's just not breaking. I'm just going to sit on my hands. I've tried 3 times and they just keep pushing it down. I've tried 3 times and they just keep pushing it down. I mean, let's look at the daily. The daily, they're trying to break this area right here and then go up. Uh, I don't know if they're going to be able to do it or not. I mean, look at that. That's we're up here. I don't know. We got more persistent buy-in right here. We got some persistent buy-in, and they just keep pushing it. If I would have held it, yeah, that would have been great. I mean, if you took that trade, that right there is 30-point trade. That right there is $600. That's a good trade for you. You got trapped buyers up top, and they're pushing it down. I had to close below that. We had buyers push it down. I mean, I don't know. This market is just strong. They are trying to push it. That's for daggone sure. Yeah, they broke the highs, broke previous day highs. I mean, I don't know if they're going to go up into this area right here, but they definitely broke the highs. That's for sure. I mean, look at that. So you had all those buyers up there, and they sold it off. You had buyers up in this area. They sold it off. So are they going to do the same thing today, later on today? Or are they going to smack this down? I don't know. Look at a histogram. It just keeps going, going, and going, and going. My stops are a little too tight. My stops are a little too tight. We had a nice 1, 2, 3. We had 4. We had a quad. We had 4 imbalance area, buy imbalance areas right here. So if you got in right here, if you got in right here and you take it up to here, up in this one, you start consolidating. It's a 30-point move. Um, my stops are a little too tight. I mean, we had what 100-point move so far. I'm not trading like I did a couple weeks ago. Right now, I'm fighting a sinus thing, and it's kind of draining me. I'm not feeling too swift. All right, another flag area. We could come down to this area right here. We had a lot of persistent volume up in this area. So we could come down and tag this and bounce off of it. But we definitely, that 5-7, the 700 area is definitely strong support right here. So we're just bouncing off of that. We're going to be able to push it down. Probably not. I mean, so far on the funded account, I've got it. The funded account so far, the total is above 500. So I need pretty good, decent trades. Hopefully next week I can get a payout on this funded account. Because right now it's at 50,500. I got like 4 more funded accounts. I got like 5 funded accounts with Bullnox, but they're not activated. I've only got 2 of them activated. And I got another evaluation account. I'm at 52,514. So about $500. I pass another one and get about 6 funded accounts with Bullnox. But the thing with Bullnox, I think it's you can only have 3 activated, but then you have to get a payout on one. I guess for a certain amount. I'm not sure. And then you can activate another one. But I guess the documents say you have to get a payout to enable more, which is understandable. I mean, the way that I trade, I could easily trade with Apex and have 20 accounts and like copy trade like 2 or like, I don't know, 3 to 5 of them and just copy trade them and then have more funded. I might try that once I get Bullnox up and running and getting consistent payouts. I will possibly work on some Apex. I know Apex had a sale here pretty recently. I don't see persistent buying. I don't see any persistent buying, no persistent selling, so it's kind of like a stalemate. I can't buy way up here extended this far. I just can't do it. I mean, look at this on the I mean, if we look right here at 9:30, we've we've ran 180 points. So, I mean, we've ran close to 200, so I can't buy up here. That's just not me. I just can't do that. Is that order flow VWAP? Yeah. So the VWAP is right here. We're really extended from the VWAP. I mean, the deviation's probably like 2 deviations, maybe. I'm not sure, but it's really strong market. So, yeah, I'd just be waiting for a pullback. I'd like to wait for a pullback to at least to this area about 700 before I really try anything. It's Friday. We could be on another grind fest. We had our pop. Are we going to sell off again like we kind of did before? I mean, we had a nice little pop right here, and then we kind of sold off. Of course, these days, this day, was that the sell off with the Greenland thing that Trump said about? I don't know, but we sold off right here around 11:45, and then we popped back up. It seems like that's what we've been doing. But I just can't buy way up here. I don't care if I get a good signal. I'm not red for today. I'm very small green for today. Uh, it could have been bigger. It could have been bigger. I mean, we had a nice trade right here, but I got stopped out because my stop was too tight, and then could make 30 points on that. That's like a $600 trade. I mean, that would have been really nice. I would have gotten the account over $1,000 so far on my funded. That would have been really nice. And then this trade right here. This trade's really hard to do. You could have got in here and gotten out right here. That's about maybe 10 points. Maybe you got 10 points there, about 40 points. That's about $800 a day if you took them. Because this right here, the stacked and balanced area is above the smooth lines, which that's a good signal. Uh, Above the smooth lines right here as well. This right here, that's a good signal. Up. I just didn't take it. I mean, I took them, but I got stopped out. My stops are too tight. I need to let them breathe. I mean, this thing is just keeps going. It's strong. I got persistent buying right there. I mean, if you got in on that persistent buying, you got right here is like 6 points. But yeah, it's strong. That's for sure. Look at that 5 minute histogram. It just keeps going. It's like it's up to 50. The point value is up to 50. It just nice strong divergence. I just can't buy way up here. I got to wait for a pullback. I mean, there's a valid signal right there. Maybe I could switch over to a eval account. Yeah. Yeah. Got a little green on that eval. I mean, it's kind of smacking it down. Yeah, I think the run could be over. We got buyers up there. If we break this area right here, if we break the 760 area, if we break that, those buyers and these buyers will probably get out. But you got trapped buyers up there that bought the high. I don't know how many. All I know is that it's five times more buyers than sellers up there, which could be no sellers up there, and it's just all. I mean, yeah. On a traditional footprint chart, you'd be able to read what's up there. But I'm building this indicator for people that don't want to trade like the traditional footprint chart reading. Like you want to trade off your Japanese candlesticks or your range charts or your tick charts and be able to understand where imbalance areas are, where support and resistance are, where you have persistent buying and selling. Also, where you can look for trapped buyers and sellers, like right here. That's what this is for. We got a little doji on the 1 minute, previous 1 minute. Yeah, you could have gotten yourself. He's like bounced out, pulled back to this area right here. You could have gotten yourself 5 points off of that pretty easily, maybe 10 right now. Yeah, you got sellers trying to push it down. I mean, the previous delta was like basically neutral, just +5. We definitely have sellers trying to push this down. Or are we going to get a pullback down to 700 area? That's what I'm looking at on this 5 minute chart right here. Uh, on the 5 minute chart, what I'm looking for is a pullback to this area right here. That's what I'm looking for. Get a nice pullback, get a dump, get a pullback to that area. That would be ideal. Set by around that area. That's what I'm looking for. We can keep that up there. That's what I'm looking for is a pullback to that area, which is this right here. And if you look right here, wow, yeah. If you look right here, we have support right here, which is around 745, and then 700 area, which is right here at the point of control. That's what I'm looking for. We have support right here. We have a ledge right here with around 750, which is this area right here. As you can see, we have all that persistent buying. So if we can get a pullback to that area, that'll be good. If we can get a pullback to this area as well, that would be good. But you got to break this area right here. And the Heiken ASCII smooth lines, the smooth lines on the 9 smooth lines for the Heiken ASCII, the yellow and the blue, they just keep trending up. You need that yellow below the blue, come back down to this area, try to get a signal or come back down to 700. Oh, look at that. 238 negative delta. If we look at the delta down below here, you're at negative 200. So that is some pretty good selling compared to the rest of it. That bar right there, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, seventh bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that was that bar right there where you had the imbalanced area. If you break that, we probably could get down to this box area, but the thing is, you have to look at this, and you had all that persistent buy-in, so you had strong buy-in up in here. So if you wanted to take a short, that would be your target. That would be your target area. Yeah, I took something for the sinuses, but it helped a little. I hope I can kick this by next week. I'm not on my top of my game. I'm just kind of like blah. That's probably why I left about $500 on the table this morning because I'm tired. Don't feel like trading. Yep. So you got some persistent buy-in. They're trying to push it. If you look right there, we just had persistent buy-in. He's very slight. It was right up in that area too. So they really tried to push it, but they're getting smacked down and right here. This area, 780, they had persistent buy-in. Not a whole lot. Not like this area where it's kind of dark, and then this area is really good. Um, so they might be running out of steam. Who knows? But they're trying to push it. That's all I know. These type of markets are hard to trade when you get straight up like this. This is kind of hard to trade. I mean, what you really need to do, what I really need to do, is I need to start trading two contracts. And when I get in like this, get two contracts, get a pop, take a little bit off the table, and then just take a little bit off the table. Try to go in this area when you get a pop up to here or something. Take some off the table. If it pulls back to here, add to it and try to get a nice pop. I mean, that's how I normally trade. I'm just not feeling too good. Yeah, and you got that area. Let me remove this. Let's go ahead and do. I need a hotkey that area. I need to hotkey it. Hotkey that drawing tool. Oh, come on. I don't know why it does that. I mean, I'm positive. Not by much, but I'm positive. All that matters. The reason I kept those stops tight is just I just don't trust this market. I just don't trust this run way up here. I just don't trust it. I mean, I'm bearish. I'm normally bullish by nature, but I'm just bearish right now because I don't believe this. Right now, we're in the daily consolidation. We've been like this for the past, right here, boom, boom, just consolidating up in this area. Alrighty. I need to get some music going or something. Ah. Uh, breaking University of Michigan sentiment final actual 56.4. Okay. Inflation uncertainty down from 2025 Q2 peaks but remains substantially elevated. Yeah. We don't have any big earnings. We got some next week. AT&T, RTX earnings, AT&T, Starbucks. Yeah, I mean, the 29th, you got U.S. trade balance. That's going to be a big one. U.S. initial jobless claims on the 29th is going to be huge. Yeah. Monday, we only got U.S. durable goods at 8:30. That's not much. That's not much. How's the stream health? Looking good. Yeah, everything's looking good. Well, we got to pop, people. We got to poke above. And we got a nice big consolidation area. I mean, it's 10:50. Kind of disappointed in myself for missing one really decent trade. This trade down here, mhm. This trade right here was a valid signal, and then we had the first target area right up here. I mean, but that's hard because we're consolidating. That's why I just yeah. Then we had some trapped sellers right up in here, little trapped sellers, and that's why you got green bubbles. And because when you break that high, you're looking for a pop. I missed that. I'm just not on top of my game. And then right here, I had four stacked and balanced areas right here, and that EMA it was just crossing over on that. So if you would have gotten in on that right there, put your stop down here when you broke that area right there. That was like a 28-point run, about 20. You easily got yourself about 20 points on that. So that's like a $400 trade. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in myself this morning, but hey, at least I'm not red. At least I'm slightly green. That's all that matters, I guess. And we keep grinding up. I don't trust you, but you just keep going. Don't. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. We got single stacked and balanced. We got some persistent buy-in. We broke that high. Yeah, I mean, oh man, look at that. This is we got an imbalanced area, stacked imbalanced area right here. A whole point of an imbalanced area, more buyers and sellers, 5 times more. You had persistent buying. You had the break of that high. When you got there and you're coming back down, and you could get yourself 5 points. That's $100. I mean, I still don't trust this. You got more buy-in up in there. Yeah, it just keeps going. I just don't trust it. If we look at the 5 minute here, and look at that stacked and balance area right there, 5 minute, which is this right here. Yeah, I mean this is that area right there. That's strong. I just can't buy it when it's that much off the VWAP and that high. I just can't do it. I just have to admit that I missed the run and not get FOMO. As soon as you get FOMO, your account goes negative. You get FOMO, you get screwed. And look at that. That right there, that would have been a good signal in persistent buying, and we closed above that persistent buying. And that right there, the Heikin-Ansky EMA smooth lines were diverging. You could have got yourself a quick five points right there. Like, I mean, one contract that's $100, but it adds up. You do 5 of them a day, you got yourself about $500. That's 6 figures a year. That's decent. So, yeah. And I got my real account loaded up on the hotkey scalper that I developed that add-on. I don't think I want to be trading my real account, my personal account. Not today. Yeah, let me close that out because I just don't want to do that today. I want to go ahead and close that out. I'm just not feeling too hot, so I don't need to be screwing around on my personal account. What I am thinking, which I could be completely wrong. What I'm thinking is if we go, all right, that's a buy signal. Ignore that. That's a signal that is being done with these Heikin-Ansky smooth lines. I mean, I could try it on my eval. But it's just not. I mean, my eval, I'm like, I need $470, and I passed another eval, which would give me 6 funded accounts. Oh, wow, 6 of them. I can go crazy on them. I can start doing 2, 3 contracts, and if I blow one, who cares? Yeah, that's why I just don't trust this. This is just sit here and watch it grind up and be disappointed in yourself. You MFer. I mean, look at that. Are they gunning for the 26,000? Ooh. I don't know. That's like 200 points away. They I don't know, man. They could grind that. They could grind this thing all the way up to 26,000. I have no idea. They could actually seriously grind this thing up. I'm looking at this delta down here, and it's kind of weak on the 2 previous bars. It had a little divergence right there. You had a red candle and a positive delta. I mean, they could sit there and grind this thing all the way up to 26,000. Who knows? I don't know what these big institutions want to do. That's why order flow is really nice. Kind of gives you an area, especially when I coded this persistent buy-in. up here. That really gives you a good idea. And that's what I like to look for is persistent buy-in like this right here, persistent buying, and you close above that persistent buy-in, and then you can get a break of that. You just got yourself 5, 10 points. That's pretty nice. And that's what I like to see on this too is imbalance areas with persistent buying. That is strong. Which I did take that. I just had my stop too tight. Um, yeah, need to let it run. I need to let it run. There's gonna be people that are traded a lot better than me. I can write the code and code it, but trading is totally different. I mean, I've got 5 funded accounts, so obviously I know what I'm doing. Obviously, I know what I'm doing, but could be better. Could be better. I got 5 accounts where I made $3,000, so that's about 15,000. I mean, that's not bad. I did that within like 2 months because I was kind of going back and forth. Some days I was trading, some days I was coding, and I was kind of trading this while I was coding. I was trading it while I was coding it, so I was using the indicator as I was coding it. So hey, wow, just a little grind fest. Just grind it slowly, grind it up. Yep. Are we going to have any pullback? Me. I mean, this smooth hiking ASCII line just grinded all the way up. I thought we were going to get a rollover here, but we didn't. We separated and kept grinding up, and it don't look like we're getting a rollover anytime soon. So yeah, look at that. You had sellers. You got sellers right up in here trying to push the market down. You have sellers right here in balance area trying to push the market down, but they're getting trapped. And as soon as you break that high persistent buy-in, and then they're going to get out, and then they're going to cover, and then it's going to push it up, even grind it up more. This is hard to trade, to be quite honest. For me, it is. Yeah, they're seriously going for 26,000. 170 points away. Um, wow. what will be telling if we get up 26,000 and push back down into this channel, or do we break it and start testing 26,600? I think next week is going to be telling. What the hell? I should just throw on the contract and just let it go. Let's see what we can do. No, I need to get rid. Sell that. Holy smokes! Okay, we got a little doji on the 1 minute. That's an indecision. We break that 8:30. I got to get out. Right. Yep. I mean, we're just slowly grinding up. Jeez. It's a grind fest. Slowly grind it up, baby. It's 11 o'clock. All right, I'm at break even. I'm up like 80, $100. Was the Delta 12. All right, I just got out. I mean, $70 on the eval. I just this is a grind. I can't trade this. It's a grind fest. I mean, yeah, I made a couple points, but I don't know. Just let that thing grind up. I need about $400 to pass this eval, and I'll have 6 funded accounts. That'll be fantastic. 6 funded accounts. That'll give me 3 of them I can go heavy on, and 3 of them I can trade. So if I get six funded accounts, I'm going to trade 3 of them heavily and 3 of them conservatively. Like 3 of them, I'll just trade one contracts, and the other 3 I can trade like 2 or 3 contracts. That way I can build. Yeah, see, I'm glad I got out. I just don't trust this. Um, yeah, if I pass that eval, $400. I pass that eval next week. That'll give me 6 funded accounts. 3 of them I trade aggressively. 3 of them I trade conservatively. And aggressively means two to 3 contracts. Like 2 contracts on a setup, and like an A+ setup, like maybe 3, 4 contracts. I don't know. Um, and then just take like 5 points, take half off and let the other half run on the funded. That's the way to go. Okay, this is okay. Okay, now we're telling a good tale right now. We got the 5 minute kind of rolling over. If you look on the 5 minute, we're breaking the low of the previous 5 minute. We've got a sell and bounce area. Would I take a sell? No, absolutely not. And there's a reason why I would not take it. I mean, could you make money and get yourself 10, 20 points or even 100 points on the flush? Yeah. But the problem is you've got this line, the blue line that is kind of curving back over, getting ready to cross over. We have this line, this candle right here. The next 20 seconds will be a telling tale of, are we going to keep going lower? We got persistent selling coming in, but they're getting caught up, not able to break this imbalance area. We had persistent, we had trapped sellers here, and we had an imbalance area. They tried to push this. If we break this area, we could go down to here. So that right there would give you a nice, decent trade of like maybe 20 points. Um, we've got trapped buyers up here. So we got some trapped buyers. So if we break that low, that's telling me that we could get some pressure to the downside. Got about 30 seconds to the close of this 1 minute candle. We've got the smooth Heiganassi lines crossing over. I want to see what we have here. Um, yeah, persistent selling coming in. So we've got some buyers trying to push this up. This is going to be an area where they battle. Wow. So we've got some buying coming in. They're trying to break that area. I mean, they try to push it down, and these shorts get squeezed out. That would be good. It's 11:11. All right. So we have some trapped fires up there. Yeah, I gotta take this is just gonna chop me out. Uh, crap. I'm trading my eval. That was not my funded account. I'm trading my eval. Like 11, 12. I don't know. This is just all come on, chop fest. I'm gonna have to sit here and wait probably till after lunch to hopefully get a really decent trading past this eval. Oh boy. Oh well. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Slow grind up. I mean, the 15-minute here, right here, is looking like it wants to put in a doji. Yep. So if we break this low right here, we could be looking to go down, get a nice little pullback. I also got a Lucid account that I have I can trade. That's an eval though. Yeah, looks like we are hoping we can get a pullback. Yeah, so if they break this 610, 615 area right here where that buy and bounce was, you still got this area right here. I mean, we did break it. We kind of poked it down and then they kind of grinded it up. So I don't know. On the 5 minute, it looks like we're kind of flagging out again. We had a run up, kind of could be flagging up for another push up. Who knows? Or we could dump completely down another 100 points. You just don't know what can happen, to be quite honest. I just have to go with the flow. Go with the flow. See, they're defending that area right there, that 610 right here where you had that buy and bounce and also the buy and bounce right here. They're going to defend that 610 area. Yeah, how many true signals did we have? We had this one right here. That was one. That was a nice one. We had two right here. That was okay. Then we had three, which was kind of like three decent ones. That one was okay. You got about maybe 10 points on that trade. This one, you got about 20 points on that one. And this one right here, you probably got maybe 10 points, 5, 10 points. So you could get about 20 to 30 points. I mean, 20 points a day, that's pretty good. That's about $400 a day. If you can get 20 points, that's $400. That's good. Call it a day. Call it a day. Did I do that? No. See, they're defending that area. So this 600, well, I'm sorry, this 800 area, what am I saying? 800 area, they're going to defend that pretty heavily. So, yeah. Oh, boy. So the CVD for 30 minutes is like 1,000. Okay, let's get some movement, people. Oh, my word. 11:20, please move. They could do a lunchtime dump. They do stuff like that. Wow, look at the smooth Haganaski is just consolidating. Just you're in chop when you see it move down like this, and it moves back up, and it moves back down, moves back. I mean, we are seriously in some chop area. We need to break this 800 to even think about moving down. We need to break this area right here, that area right there on the 5 minute. We need to break that to even think about going down to the 700. We need to break 800. If we don't break 800, actually, if we don't break 795, it's just going to be a grind fest. That's what I'm looking at. We got some trapped buyers right there. I mean, that's at the bottom of a channel. Could you take it? Hope for the best? Yeah, you possibly could. But you're at the bottom of a channel. And so we had trapped buyers up here and we sold off, trapped buyers and we sold off. So they could push it. Who knows? All I know is that we're at the bottom of the channel and we're at support right here. Let's see how they're pushing it back up. I mean, sellers are trying to go. We've got a negative CVD for the past 8 minutes. I really need to get some more lines in there. Uh, Possibly maybe 15, 16. Get the past 15-minute delta. That would be nice, maybe. The delta on the 5 minute is moving down the CVD. That was well above 1,000. Now it's starting to move back down. Histogram's slightly rolling over, converging back. The 9 EMA is slowly converging back to the 21. So, yeah, just a grind fest. The momentum's down because if we look, and we look at this, I mean, the momentum is down. You got this right here. So, what I'm looking at is the Hagnansky smooth lines. They're just sloping downward. So, we do have some pressure to the downside. It's just not breaking that much. And it could be a bull flag. And it's 11:30. We might get movement after 1. Who knows? We could go back down to the 700s. Could go back down, touch the VWAP right here in the 15 minute. The VWAP is the green line right here. When it's below the VWAP, it's red. Um, I mean, the VWAP is 25,705. Are we going to go down there? Who knows? If we break this shelf area around 800, we could come down and test the 750 area maybe. That's what I'm looking at. That's what these support areas. We had big persistent buying up in here, so 740. That's what I'm looking at. So, not much news, not much going on. My eval took a little bit of a hit. My funded account is green. My funded account is slight green, small green, and the eval got smacked a little bit. All I need is like $1,000 and we're good to go. So I gave back about a few hundred on the eval, which is fine. I mean, one decent trade, I can get that back. That's not a problem. I mean, two really decent trades and that eval's passed. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at that. Persistent buy-in right there. We had persistent buy-in right there, and the sellers just smacked them down. So we definitely got some pressure to the downside. We got a buyer in there that's still trying to push this market up, but he or she just got smacked down. I gotta make sure I do the proper he or she or they, them. I don't know. I don't care about that. You follow me long enough, you'll understand I don't care about the left or the right. Um, okay. So it looks like we're trying to break this. If we can break this 800, good to go. Actually, we need to break 795. We need to break this right here. Yeah. We need to break this right here. 795. Probably try to get yourself a nice six. Yeah, about might be able to get 20 points out of that. I don't know. Let's see what we can do. I would like to be able to see some persistent selling up in this area. I'm definitely in a free trade. Negative 400, negative. Got some positive delta coming in. If it trades above that persistent selling, got my finger on the trigger. If it trades above that, I'm out. If it trades above 785, I got to get out. So I got out. The reason I got out, okay, so the reason I took this trade is because we're breaking 795. Okay, we had some sell and bounce right there. We're breaking this, so I broke that. I was hoping we'd come down here and get myself about a 25-point move. Uh, I don't know why I got long. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what just happened there. There's some strange stuff that happened on this account. It's really weird. Like I'll get into a trade and I didn't even hit a stinking button. I don't know what the heck was going on with that. All right, I had to switch over to that. This is an eval account. Um, People, the reason that I got in, reason I think I know why. I don't know. Um, yeah, I think I don't know what I did. Reason I got in is because it broke the 795 and we had some a sell and bounce right there. So we broke that. So I got in, and then right here at this area right here, you saw that persistent selling. Not a whole lot, but it was some. And then we traded back down. I was hoping we'd go way back down here and I'd get myself a nice 30-point move, but we saw that persistent selling. Okay, so we were pushing down and I was holding it. Then I said if it gets above that, I got to get out. So I got out. So I got about a 10-point move. And that's fine because the Heikin-Aschke smooth lines are rolling over. We broke 795, and and I got to get out because then they're trying to push this market up, and I got out, and they came back up here. Now, if I really was thinking when I, yeah, somehow it got me into a trade, and I had to just get out with like a half a point profit. And then I got out. If you trade back up in here, you can actually buy up. I mean, not buy. You can sell up here because we got a touch of the Heikin-Aschke smooth lines, and they're moving down. So we had a nice move down, and then we had a bounce up. You could sell more. And then we got a nice move back down. So yeah, now we have some persistent buying. They're trying to push this market up. Uh, yeah, it would have been nice to take that trade on my funded, but I'm trying to get this eval back up. Um, we have double stacked them, sell and bounce right here. So right here, right here, this whole area. If we break this area right here, that's fine. And then we have the double stacked sell and balance area. So that's why I got in on the break of that 795 and got myself about 10 points. So about $200 trade. That's good. You do a couple of them a day and you're sitting pretty. I need to really slow down trading. There for a while, I was looking at my stats and I was trading like 50 trades a day. Like, what in the world am I thinking? Mainly because I was trading these, I mean, I was profitable. Um, I was mainly trading these persistent areas, persistent buying areas and selling and scalping those for like 5 points. And it's fun. Uh, Yeah, so what I'm looking at is we have a lot of buying, persistent buying up in here at around 740. So you're going to start seeing support, and you're going to see support right here because you had a stacked and balanced area right here. So you're going to see support. Now, if we break that, we could come down here into this area where you had a lot of persistent buying up in here. So if you're in a short, you got to be covering, take about half off, and move on. So yeah, right now I'm only down a couple $100 on my eval for the day. That's not a problem. A couple more good trades, I'm passing it, so I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, very slow day, people. Um, yeah, it's a very slow day. We were kind of sloping downwards on the smooth lines. If you look at this, we were if we started up here, we're kind of whoops, we're kind of like sloping downwards on the Heikin-Aschke smooth lines. We're kind of sloping downwards, so it was a downward trend. I'm looking at the lines, the highs of the yellows, and we're just kind of sloping down. That's why I was thinking, okay, we're good to go. And then the CVD was negative, and then as I stated earlier, the 30-minute CVD was well above 1,000 now, and it was moving down. So I knew we had a lot of more selling than buying up in here because of the cumulative volume delta. And now we're just getting a slight bounce. And you might get that. You might get a slight bounce up and then move back down, or you might just get a flush down to this area, to the 740 area. But 740 area is going to be a big support. Let's take a look at it. Let's take this off. Try to keep a clean chart as much as possible. So that's what I'm looking at, people. That's why you just gotta sit here and wait. You just gotta sit and wait, sit and wait. Uh, I mean, you could trade a bounce off of that. Yeah, that's sure. Get yourself about 10 points, about another 200. It's 11:35. I might be Slightly done for today. That's not an ideal trade, but hey, let's see what we can get here. That's not an ideal trade because it's below that, but if we can get some of these sellers out of there, that'll be good. If we get a pop, that'll be good. We got a pop, tighten up that stop because it's counter trend trade. Persistent buying, we need to get above that. We need to get above that, people. We need to get above that. We need to get above that. Keep pushing there, buyers. Keep pushing it up here into 800. Nope. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'll take a few points. That's fine. We'll see what we can keep doing. Yeah, that would have been a really good trade if I would have held it. Oh well. Let's see if we can't get a move. Yeah. Oh, they pushing that down, ain't they? When you're doing a counter trend trade, we had triple stacked and bounce right there. And I'm looking at the delta here, and that's why I got a quick scalp off. This is the counter trend trade because we're moving down and then we're getting a bounce off of it. So that's pretty good. If we break that, we're good. No, I was hoping we could break that, but we can't. I was hoping we'd break that and try to go up here to 830, and we still might. I just ain't going to do it. We got a nice extension off of here, so I'm not going to fight this. If we can get a trade back to this area like 800, that'll be pretty nice. Don't know if we're going to get there, but I'd like to be able to get a little slight pullback. A persistent selling kicked in to push it down. Let's see if they allow it to be pushed down. You got a lot of buyers up in here, though. Persistent buyer in that area and this area, so that's a little persistent buying here and here, and the seller is trying to push it down. If you look at the 5 minute right here, if you look at the 5 minute, you do not want to be trying to short this because look at all that support right there, and right there. I no, I would not try to short that. Could you get lucky? Yeah, you got about 50-50 chance of breaking, I guess, but who knows? I don't want to do that. I'm telling me, this is showing me where the buyers are, so I'm not going to be doing that. Yeah, can't break that 820. 525, 775 was a big area, people. That right there was a big area. They defended it. Then they got this area right here that really kicked in. I didn't, but there was no persistent buy-in. That's why I didn't really want to get in and try to get that move upwards, because I didn't see any persistent buy-in. I saw persistent selling down here, but I didn't see any good, big, persistent buying pressure up here. And when I say persistent buying, I'm talking about on the order flow personal right here, we have imbalance threshold five times as many. So it has to be 500% more. Levels required 3. It needs to be 3, at least a minimum of 3 stacked imbalance areas for just one line to show up. Live stack persistent ticks. This is persistent ticks. Persistent buying, minimum imbalance volume of 10. I didn't see any persistent buying. That's why I didn't. That's why I didn't. That's why I didn't do anything. But then when the candle closed and you saw this area right here. I mean, if you got in here, your stop is down here, so that's like a 10-point stop. If you got in here and you take the low, like right there, you're looking at a 30-point move. That's a nice move. Like I say, people are going to take this and outtrade me. Perfectly fine. I do not care. I just slowly grind my accounts up. As like a turtle, I just slowly grind them up. Yeah, you got some sellers. You had some sellers right there, and they got caught. But then it looks like they're still trying to push this thing down. Yeah, they don't. Little games being played. Little games are being played. This right here was not. This right here. That was not an ideal trade, because it's below the Heiken ASCII smooth lines that are pointing downward. So you're looking at it right here. The only reason I took it is because that was a triple imbalance area, okay, off of support right here, okay, off of support right here. I got in here. I got a little bit out. Got myself 10 points. Got myself $200 and some trade. That's fine with me. Where was my stop? My stop's down here, because if we break that area, we could possibly be going down here to the 740s and test this. That's why. Are you going to get a move from here to here? Uh, maybe, maybe not. I don't know, but can you at least get yourself about 10 points, about half of that? I mean, say how much was that move? You get in here and then you get out here. That's like a 30, 35, 40, let's say 40 point move. Okay. Can you get yourself 10, 20 points? Yes. Are you trying to get 40 points? You have no idea. You have no idea. When you're looking at the chart like this right here, and you're getting in here and you get a nice pop, and you see that resistance right there, you didn't know we were going to blow past it and test this. You didn't know that. Buyers got trapped there, and look what happened to them. They got smacked down. You didn't know it at that time. Sure enough, we broke right on through. So yeah, I got myself a little over 10 points. That's fine. I'm cool with that. Now I'm only down a little bit on that eval. Another decent trade. I'll be positive. If I can get a really decent runner, I'll be past that thing. This is the same account that I was $125 away from passing, and I don't know what the heck I did. I don't know. I was doing something stupid, and I smacked it down to $1,000, and then I'm back up to passing it like around 500. So yeah, who knows? Would I take this sell? No. Why? Because you got buyers in control that are trying to sell this. CVD is kind of neutral. CVD on the 30-minute, on the 5-minute, but the 30-minute CVD is negative 300. It's kind of neutral, you know, kind of neutral. We got the histogram kind of sloping downwards. We got this area right here. We're breaking this area, so we're kind of like at the point of control. I wouldn't be taking that. The orange right there is at the point of control. 814 would not be taking that. What I would be looking for is a trade down to here to this area, maybe 780 area right here to take a long. But if we break that, where's the next support? Right down in here, 740. We had a lot of buying, persistent buying right there. A lot of persistent buying right there. So that's a strong area around 750. Are we going to get there? Have no idea. Don't care. I don't care. If we get there, we get there. If we don't, we don't. Just move on. Move on to Monday. Monday's another day to make $1,000. And look at this on the 5-minute. You got the 5-minute. You got uh, buyers right there taking control back over, and we pushed back up about 20-point trade right there. 10, 15 point trade pretty easily. Um, yeah, but we are kind of in a consolidation area right now up in here. Let's take a look at the big picture. Okay, let's take a look at a big picture. Had a lot of selling. A lot of sellers got trapped right here. I mean, a lot of sellers got trapped right here around this 930 10 area, and we had the high nasty smooth lines just diverging, so we really pushed up. Sellers got trapped here, and bam, we pushed up, and we just keep pushing up. Um, yeah, so this right here, you see all that selling right there. You see all this selling right here, but yet you see the Heikin-Askey smooth lines that diverged. So that's saying it's an uptrend, strong uptrend, and we went up. Got some strong selling right there, but still Heikin-Askey smooth lines were pointing upwards, and we moved up. Then they kind of consolidated. Had a little bounce area right here, and then we popped up. Little bounce area, pop up. Bounce area, pop up. Slight bounce area, pop up. Then we have big bounce area back down to support right here. We popped up. We have probably a bounce area right there. We got persistent buying in the 1 minute. They're trying to break that 830. They's trying to break that 830, people. Uh-huh. They're trying to break that area. Where's the drawing tools? Remove all drawing tools. No, because they'll remove it from everything. This. All right, I'll do that later. Yep, persistent buying right there. You got a lot of strong buying at 8 1/4, 8 1/4. You got a lot of strong buying. Okay, people. It's around 12 o'clock. I might have to cut the stream. I'll be back at it Monday. I just wanted to show people this indicator that I'm developing. To get people interested, it would be nice if you want to support it in the beta version. That would be fantastic. You can learn with me. I can teach you educational wise how to use it. You can make your own trades. Don't want you following me. I want you making your own decisions. I'll teach you how to fish. I will teach you how to fish. I think what I'm going to do is try to kick this sauna stuff for next week. This weekend I need to kick it, and then next week I need to get back to making 500,000 a day. That's what I need to be doing. You ever get sinuses and then it just drains your energy? That's what it's doing to me. Okay. That persistent buying kind of closes below that persistent buying, which is not good because they pushing it down. So who knows? What are they going to do? I know I'm green on my funded account that I traded today, so I'm not going to touch that. I only touched that from 9:30 to 11:30. The eval account, I might trade that after lunch to see if we get some decent trades, good areas. I will trade it. I will do it. But other than that, I'm not going to be trading the funded account or my live personal account. I'm not going to be doing that. If we get a sell, we could probably come back down to 800 and test it, but you're going to have support right there. You really got support at 775. 775, it's a big area that they'll defend. 770, 775 area, they will defend it. And if they don't, well, we could be going to 740, who knows? I mean, past 30 minutes, the CBD is kind of moving back up. So, yeah, histogram, the 9 EMA is coming back down to the 21, as you can see here. It was kind of, it grinded up and then is converging back down. The 9 EMA is converging back down to the 21. Yeah, if you take that short, you got persistent selling, take that short. First target is right now, basically. And the second one's down here. That was just a single imbalance area, though. Yep. See what I mean? Your first target was right there. Right there is your first target. Don't need to be exact. You got about, yeah, how many did you get out of that? You probably come about 5 point move. Yeah, you get yourself $100, lock it in, move the stop up, move the stop down. You know, you get that flush, you move to a break even pretty quickly. You get that flush, and then you move it and you move it down. And once you start seeing the delta right here on that candle, once you start seeing the delta going positive and churning back up, you can just get out. Just take your profits, get out, get your base hit. Base hit, you can make a decent living off base hits, people. You don't need no home runs. You don't need no 100 point moves. You can make a very decent living off of base hits. I mean, you think about this. Let's say we get, you think about this. Let's say you can get 10. Let's say you can get 15 points a day. Okay. Between your wins and losses, you get 15 points a day. Okay. That's, that right there is 20. Okay. Right there, that's 300. So because you're taking 15 points times 20, because that's for a point move, that's 20 points. That's about $300. That's $300 for the day. And if you copy trade another account, then that's good. But then you do that 5 times a week, that's $1,500. That right there is $6,000 a month. So if you want to do, I mean, how easy is it to get 15 points a day? Pretty easily. And then if you copy trade, let's say another account, let's say you have 4 or 5 funded accounts, 4 to 6. You copy trade one. You don't copy trade all of them because then you blow all of them and you'll be screwed. You copy trade maybe 25% of them, half of them. That right there is $12,000 a month. Okay. So let's say you blow those 2 accounts. Well, if you got 6 funded accounts, then you copy trade 2 more, and then you go and then you make a little bit, and then you start doing some evals, and you trade in live accounts, and you pass your evals pretty quickly and replace those 2 that you blew up. That's how it's game. That's how the game's played with these little prop firms, these little fake. I call them fake prop firms. I mean, they are. I mean, I just call them fake prop firms. I mean, yeah, I'm trading demo, but hey, you get a payout. That's real money. I mean, who cares? I trade a personal account, yeah, but they're not like real prop firms like S&B Capital or something that does futures options and stocks options and futures. Yeah, so it is what it is. Got a little consolidation right there going in 12 o'clock. A little consolidation. You got yourself a little break. You could have gotten yourself like I don't know 5 points off of that, because you're not going to get the bottom right here. I mean, your first target was there. I mean, maybe you were holding to get down into this area. Who knows? But you get that flush. You got to look at the delta down here, the real time delta. Is it still being pushed down? Then keep it. If it's being pushed up, then you need to rethink your situation. I mean, you're looking at the 5 minute right there. Get out of there. You're looking at 5 minute right there. It can't break that support right here because this 5 minute candle, you have a uh, double imbalance area right here, double imbalance area right here, and it is breaking. It looks like it's breaking it, so we can probably go down to 775 maybe. To this area, this is very strong. Okay, that's very strong. We broke the consolidation there. That was your target right there. Persistent selling right there, trying to break it. You see that right there? That persistent selling that tried to break it. Persistent selling here, couldn't break it, but then it finally broke down to this target. I mean, this is oh, look at that, 775. Good, good, good. 775 people, 775. Are you going to get it? Let's look at the delta. Delta's 56.60, 50. It's still pushing a little bit down. Oh, it got 90. It's still pushing down. Okay. It's still pushing down. Got about 30 seconds to the 1 minute close. They're defending that area. They're defending this area. Up delta's back up to neutral, so now it's going positive. You need to rethink the situation. If you were in that short right here, you need to rethink it, people. You need to rethink it. Take what the market can give you. Could you dump all the way down to 775? Yeah, take a little bit, take half off, and then go ahead and move to a break even. Try to get the other half down to here. That's how it's played. Now we got a serious bounce area or a break right on through. I mean, they could smoke this thing right on down. We have no idea, but that's a big area. And that's a big area right there. And they broke it. It looks like, are they going to 750? I mean, they go down to this area. They come down to this area right here. That right there is a 30-point move. Okay. From here to here is roughly 30 points. So Are they going to do it? We have no idea. We had selling pressure right there, low imbalance area. We have some trapped buyers right there. We had got some trapped buyers. We got a strong candle right there. Whoops. Persistent buying right there. So they're trying to defend that right there. Persistent buying. They're defending this area. We had a little poke down. If you're trying to do a counter trend trade and trying to buy off of that, hoping we move forward, you got to be careful because you got an imbalanced area right there. You got to go through. You got the Heikin-Ansky that is smooth, the smooth Heikin-Ansky. You got that pointing completely down, so it's definitely down. You've got the histogram on a 5 minute sloping downwards. I'd be careful trying to buy a bounce off of this. Hopefully this sets up and I can show you how you would play it, and it's not being played. Okay, so we have an area right here. That's what I'm looking for. Persistent buying right there. That's what I'm looking for is persistent buying and then a close above that persistent buying. Do you have persistent buying right here? A lot of it. It looks like 3 to 4 levels of it. Persistent buying on the ticks. Yeah, so we didn't close above that, so that's a little leery. I mean, if you go long here, you get a pop, you move to a break even, and you and you see if you can get a, and you can't. Okay. All right, maybe I can't. That's what I was looking for is the pop right there. That's a counter trend trade. You got to keep your stops tight, but you had a break of that high right there. We started trading above that persistent buying, and then you come up here for about 5 points. So Uh, I moved to a +1 break even real quick, because I tried to get a I try to just get a runner real quick and try to get it. Yeah, I didn't. I didn't. You know, should I have taken my $100 trade? Should I have taken it? Maybe, yeah. Who knows? Because then I take it and it pops. I don't know. Who knows? This is about capital preservation. I have blown up a few evals, and they're gonna be reset. I mean, they're like $15 a month or something like that from Bullnox. It's I got them when they were on sale, very cheap, like that. I think 90% sale. I'm not sure. I had like 10 of them, 10 of them, 10, 15. I had like 10 of them, and I've got a few left. I've got some funded. I've canceled ca- I canceled some of them. Um, I canceled some of them. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. This eval will eventually get passed. That really wasn't an ideal trade, to be quite honest, because these Heikinski smooth lines were not sloping upwards. Um, but it's an eval, so I take it. Are we going to break that area? Man. Hmm. You got some trapped sellers. They're still trying to push it down. Got about 25 seconds for this to close. Could be basing out here to move higher. Who knows? Hmm. Yeah, got a slight battle going on. Yeah, there's a lot of wicks on the 1 minute. That's a big wick right there. They're definitely trying to push this market down. Got the Heikin smooth lines coming back together again. So it could be a move to go up. We do not know. All right. Well, it's lunchtime. I'm going to cut the stream. I'll be back at it Monday. Hopefully, uh, hopefully I can pass this eval next week. We'll get that passed, and then we'll have 6 funded accounts. So I was a little bit green on my funded account today, and uh, negative on my eval. Eval's eval. Who cares about them? You pass them, you pass them. If not, then move on. But the funded accounts, you got to take ideal setups to get those payouts. I will talk to you Monday. Have a good weekend.